It's time for another episode of Shift Always Happens. I'm your guide to thriving while rising in age. I'm Kat Vai. I have 30 plus years of strategic marketing experience and mindset mastery. And today we're going to talk about what's stopping you. Let's begin. So that's a big question. As we rise in age and we start seeing time ticking, we start to get nervous and think, what if I don't have enough time? What if I can't get it done? Or whatever it is that I'm working on has to be absolutely perfect before I get started. Because many times we are perfectionists, but really perfectionism can be a sign of fear. Every time we put something off to try to make it 100% perfect, it's because we don't want to be laughed at, or we don't want to fail, or we don't want to hear what other people have to say if it's negative. Your 80% or even your 70% is good enough. That's the beauty of getting older. All the experience we have is not a bad thing. It's actually a great thing, things that you can apply to whatever it is that you want to do. Part of my A Shift Always Happens journey is that it's about looking at things that I want to do next. It's about growing. It's about thinking, how do I become more creative? And that's what I want to share with you because I know that you want to be creative. You want to keep growing. If we stand still, we'll turn to stone. But if we keep moving, and I mean moving in terms of creativity and trying new things, we become part of the fabric of every day and we just keep creating. A couple of years ago, I went to an event. It was at the Chamber of Commerce, and this wonderful woman was speaking. She came up and to talk off the cuff about, I think it was networking and business. And she was making so much sense. And she was dropping a lot of great nuggets of information. But throughout her presentation, she kept equating her value and her knowledge to being old, as opposed to it just being part of what she's learned through the year that she's imparting with us. And I thought it was detracting from the speech because I found myself thinking and looking at her, I wonder how old she is, when really that wasn't even the point. The point is that she's a smart lady. She had tons of experience and that she was sharing with us. And this is one of the things that we have to learn how to move out the back of our head, which is stop letting that voice in the back of our head tell us that we're old and that we can't do. So the question again today is, what are we waiting for? We are waiting usually for someone else to give us permission, when really the only person that has to give us permission to do something is ourselves. We have to learn how to be our own biggest cheerleader and do whatever due diligence we have to do for whatever project, and then do it. Let me give you a secret. If you're not sure about what you want to do next, this is something I do and I started to use from years of marketing with any clients that I have. And I also have it I mentioned it in my book. And in my first book, Shift Always Happens. It's doing a personal SWOT analysis. You have to think about yourself as if you were a company, kind of disassociate yourself. Instead of focusing on you as an individual, think about what would you do if in fact you were a company. Like I'm company Kat and you're company Mary or Jill or Elizabeth or Amanda. And what would you do? What would the first steps be if you were thinking about what you wanted to do? You'd probably conduct a SWOT analysis, which is your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. But there's one more that I always add in the personal SWOT analysis is your passion. What are you passionate about? And you do this SWOT analysis to help you be real with yourself, right? So you want to write down your strengths, and then you want to start on your weaknesses. Now you think to yourself, why do I want to focus on my weaknesses? The writing down your strengths is always great because it's a great motivator. If you're not sure what your strengths are, think about how people describe you. The next thing to do is to write down your weaknesses. And the reason why you want to write down your weaknesses is those are areas either you don't want to focus on or you do want to focus on. Like maybe there's something that you want to do, but you have a weakness in technology. So you need to learn the technology, and it just identifies that. Opportunities, right? You want to list the opportunities that might be out there for you and do a little research. Think about, what do women 50 plus do? What do I just want to do? What have I always wanted to do? Write that down. And then the T are threats. What are the threats out there? And threats are ageism. Threats are your own voice in your head that's stopping you from thinking about going for and things of that nature. So you write down all your threats. And then finally, write down all your passions. What are the things that you thought about doing and yearned to do, but you never thought you could? Write those all down. And once you have your SWOT analysis, you look at it and you kind of see where all the pieces connect. Where do your strengths connect to the opportunities? Where do your weaknesses give you an opportunity to learn? The threats out there, once you know the threats, you can avoid them. And then, of course, your passions. Maybe you can infuse some of your passions into the opportunities. So you do a SWOT analysis, thinking like you're a company, and that's a great first step. The other thing about asking yourself, what's stopping you is, again, like I mentioned, that voice in your head. Is the voice in your head a Debbie Downer that every time you think you're going to do something, it talks you out of it? Is what's stopping you what other people are saying? Are you taking what other people are saying and using it as a reason not to go forward? Life is short. We don't know when our end date is. We all know when our beginning date is, right? But we don't know when our end date is. So if you're in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, now is the time to do those things you want to do. One of the things I wanted to do was to create a retreat. And it's an experience where women 45 plus can get together. And so we can build community. We can focus on transformation. We can focus on what's next. And when folks leave, they feel more grounded, more inspired, more connected. So this way they can move forward and then to stay connected with them afterward. So my anchor and shift retreat that I'm doing with Amanda Curd is a really exciting and wonderful event. It's this September from the 18th to the 20th. And one of the things I'm going to focus on is helping you think of yourself like a business, talk to you about my 3D strategic approach and how do you apply it. You're going to get information on 3 steps to getting your shift together. And you're going to get some information with regard to yoga, grounding, and really some quality breath work. And the location is just so beautiful. There's water, there's great fire pits there, there's beautiful scenery, there's a pool, there's a spa, there's everything you need to work on tapping in to the energy of what's next. So if you're looking for information and if you're thinking about a retreat and you're looking into joining me and Amanda, reach out to me and I will send you some information, or I'll put some information right here on the bottom. Here we go. There it is. So one of the things that you can do is get the information below and really join us and be part of this wonderful experience. Because what's next is a big question. But if you keep putting it off forever, time is going to go by whether you take action or not. So I want you to take action. I want you to find the what's next and tap into it. It could be a new business. It could be writing. It could be speaking. It could be doing things like taking up a new hobby, art, maybe playing the guitar, yoga, maybe going on trails, maybe finding a group of people that you can connect with for a regular book club. Whatever it is, it's not too small, it's not too big, it's whatever is right for you. Join me and be part of the Anchor and Shift Retreat community. I would love to see you there. So just to wrap up, what are you waiting for? My answer to you is nothing. You're waiting for permission from you to say it's a go time. And I'm telling you, it's go time. Well, thank you for joining me for another episode of Shift Always Happens. Again, I'm your guide to thriving while rising in age. Let me know if there's anything that I can help you with, and I'll see you next time. Also, if you see here my Shifting Forward book, make sure to pick yourself up a copy on Amazon. It's a great book. It's a quick read, and it gives you specific steps on things you can do to continue to shift forward. Again, I'm Kat Fye, and I'll see you next time.